Thank you, Chris. Hi, Pop.
Hi.
Pop, every time it seems like you play Miami, you and Eric have a few words after the game, and he usually walks away laughing from those little meetings. Where does the rapport? I mean, I guess you've played each other a ton of times. That's probably part of it. But where else does the rapport between you two come from? Because there's just clearly a respect level there that's higher than one coach would just have for another coach.
Well, I think it is a respect. We've had some great battles against our teams have competed against each other enough and at high levels where uh, we both appreciate what that's like to go through that. Sometimes on top, sometimes not. So I think a respect develops out of that, and an understanding of how tough these jobs are and how fortunate we are to be able to compete at this level. So I think that's a big part of it. I really admire what he's done coming up through the ranks and how he's matriculated uh, through the different levels in the league and ended up in a position he's he's worked so hard, done such a great job, and it's just kind of thrilling to see somebody achieve that.
He also just told us that he thinks the way that you speak your mind is brave. Coming from a peer, does that carry much weight? I mean, you don't do it to get called brave. I know that, but what does that mean that he would say that?
Uh, well, it's certainly appreciated. I I don't really know where it comes from, other than I feel it's important to make sure people are aware of what's going on in this world that we live in today, because there's so much misinformation and so much misdirection and deceit. To not call it out, uh, I think makes everything even worse. And you can look in every facet of our lives now. The bottom line is that our democracy is in trouble, uh, and was in trouble before Trump. It's obviously been exacerbated uh, with his 4 years and his cronies. But uh, we can talk about a lot of different aspects of our society, but uh, it boils down to two things. You know, will our democracy survive? And a lot of that has to do with uh, leadership and courage. Uh, and I'm seeing a whole lot more of that, with the Biden administration. Uh, but the problems are so deep rooted, and we know that race, uh, which many people talk about being tired of, uh, it shows that what a problem it is and how it has to continually be talked about, because it is at the root of much of what is wrong in our society, and it comes out in so many different ways. So I think speaking about these things is important. In our state, uh, I mean, just recently, you see our governor. It's just ridiculous talking about Joe Biden and the hamburger debacle. Like, our president actually was going to determine how many hamburgers we were going to each eat. Uh, so either he's ignorant and believed that story when it came out and couldn't figure it out, or he's deceitful and wanted to use it uh, to get his supporters going, which really shows a lack of respect for them, because he must think they're ignorant that he could do that. And he did it with the freeze in our state, uh, and you could go on and on. All these people. I've said it before. You got guys like Kudlow. Even Larry Kudlow even talked about the hamburgers. He knew it was baloney. He knew it was crap, but he did it anyway. Just like when he told us that the virus was, quote unquote, airtight. His words, airtight. What a deceitful, dangerous man. Cowardly to just pimp for Trump like that at the expense of our citizens. But you can go on and on, with this kind of stuff. I don't want to bore you to death. But because all these things are happening, we have to call it out because it's ridiculous.
Thanks, Tim. Let's go to Tom Osborne.
Pop, how is Derrick doing spirits-wise, and do you have an update about how long he'll be out?
Well, you can imagine his spirits are not high. And I don't expect him back this season.
Does it involve any surgery, or is it just
No.
a matter of healing? Yeah. How do you go forward without him? He was playing so well.
Somebody else plays in his spot.
Did Drew's sky hook the other night, did that take you back to a different era?
I don't think it was that earth-shattering a move to invite another era. I think it's a little bit of an over-exaggeration, but he can shoot that shot, and he can shoot it with both hands. I love it when he uses it.
Did he already have it, or did you guys develop it? Did the staff help him develop that?
Well, you know, he's got a natural proclivity for that move. He's always enjoyed it, but the guys that have been working with him in development have worked on it probably on a daily basis. So it's improved a lot, but he had the basics already.
And back to Derrick, does Lonnie step forward starting tonight and maybe into the future?
I think that Devin will start, so we can keep Lonnie in his role that he's playing now, coming off the bench, kind of like Manu did for us, to give us that little bounce.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Tom. We'll wrap things up with Jeff McDonald.
What have you seen on the whole from Devin this season, given the he plays and he doesn't play, and just his readiness?
Right. Such is the life of a rookie. But when he gets minutes, he's played well. When he gets fewer minutes, I think the rookie part comes out where he's probably more in a little bit of a hurry, probably presses a little bit, wants to do something good, doesn't want to make a mistake. So, in this situation, he will get more minutes, and so I expect him to develop very well.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Coach.